What if it rained food? What if Earth was a cube? What if we had 9 lives? What if bits could fly? It's absurd. If money grew on trees, if we didn't have knees, if we walked through life slightly magnetical, it's absurd. Absurd Hypotheticals.
Hello everybody and welcome to Absurd Hypotheticals, the show where we overthink dumb questions so you don't have to. I'm your host Marcus Lehner, and I'm joined here today by Chris Yee and Ben Storms. Say hi guys.
Hey, I'm Chris.
Hey, I'm Ben.
Hey guys, we have a lightning round today, so slightly different than our normal episodes. Instead of doing one or a couple of questions and going real deep on them, we just do a bunch of questions we haven't prepped for, kind of rapid fire, one after the other, and we just have fun with it.
This is the 13th one we've done. Unlucky number.
Very unlucky.
Ooh.
We're gonna screw it up.
And it's Friday.
Oh, it is
Ooh.
Friday.
Oh, it is Friday.
Creepy.
Well, not for when it's released, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, it's always Monday for them.
Not everything can be spooky.
Yeah, it's also like the opposite side of the calendar year. It's
Well,
like
you're right.
Halloween. It's like Halloween's half birthday, close to. So we can just go ahead and dive right in with the first one, which is, what if everything was black and white? No colors anymore.
Yeah, we did, what if the only colors were red, white, and blue, right?
Yeah, that's what we did.
I think that's why this is not a main question.
Yes, because it would have been very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's also like, I think that one of the reasons too is the not that much changes. Like, that's what I'm trying to think of. What breaks? Because you can still see fairly well. Like, you could imagine watching a black and white show, you can tell what's going on. Your vision won't be totally impaired by it being black and white.
Well, there are some things that are color dependent, like streetlights. But
I
I
was
mean,
just
you
thinking
could
about
have
streetlights. You could have, like, symbols.
substitutes. Yeah.
Do like a circle, a triangle, an X or something, I don't know.
Or just by their position. Like, if the bottom one is lit, I can go, and if the top one is lit, I will stop.
Yeah.
And if it's sideways, well, I'll just knock that one down. I'll just never go.
If everything was black and white, so like, I guess, are we saying that it just changes overnight, or that
That's always like that?
it's always been like that?
Oh, let's do overnight change.
Overnight? Okay, so here's my question, because that's what I was hoping you would say. Would you start dressing fancier? Because I feel like I would.
Why?
I just feel like I think it's because things that are in black and white are generally either, trying to evoke, the 40s or something, or they were made, further back. And everyone always was wearing like, cool, dope, nice clothes and shit.
You'd wear like a tux or a suit
or
or
a
something?
suit or something. Yeah, get a nice hat. I don't know. It would just feel right. Just me? Just me. Okay.
I just imagine you, like, when I envision like the 40s, and I know what you're imagining with like the fancy things. I'm stuck in like Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse land. Like,
Yeah.
like you dress up all fancy, and then just like your leg goes all the way towards the camera, like this
Right.
huge step, like bendy leg, like a cartoon.
And I'm like whistling and like moving my arms back and forth and like,
Yeah.
See, when I think of clothes from like black and white era, I do think of the fancy stuff, but then it's also like the other extreme of like super dirty, raggedy clothes.
that's true. Yeah, those are your choices. So, pick your poison, I guess.
I choose dirty and raggedy. It's more comfortable.
Does it mess with the animals? Like camouflage / markings / finding things via color?
It would definitely mess with some, right?
Snakes, anyway.
I was just thinking about
someone
snakes.
who deals with snakes.
Yeah.
Well, anything poisonous,
Red touches yellow. Ah, crap.
like plants, like that's how a lot of animals know not to eat plants, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I know, there's like certain frogs and butterflies and stuff that color themselves brightly because they're poisonous.
So I guess there would just be like a subset of animals that are just like totally getting screwed over. It would be like, idiots.
What's actually great is that with the ones that are, they are poisonous and so they make themselves brightly colored, they get screwed and their predators get screwed because they don't realize they're poisonous anymore.
Yeah, it's really just a lose-lose situation.
Bad for
there.
everyone.
Dies. All the animals die. I don't know.
And everyone died. The end. Next question. What if you had to constantly keep moving? Like, like sharks need to breathe.
I didn't know that was a thing that sharks needed to do until you brought it up.
That is a true fact, right?
I'm 99%. I don't think it's true of all sharks, but it's true of at least a subset of sharks. I'm pretty sure.
I never actually looked it up to confirm.
Yeah, some sharks must swim constantly in order to keep oxygen-rich water flowing over their gills.
It's only sharks, not like other fish too.
Well, it's not all sharks. Some the snippet here on the Google notes that other sharks are able to pass water through the respiratory system by a pumping motion of their pharynx, so they can kind of like swallow, breathe air, water, and
Okay. So in this case, we would have to move our body in order to breathe, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
most fish do need to do it also.
Oh, well, there you go.
Do we need to be like walking, or can we just like spin our arms?
Let's say it's face. Let's say it has to be like a constant.
Here's like headbang.
Yeah.
You could do that. I think that's actually a legitimate solution. Like if we have to do it for the same reason that sharks do in order to breathe, like that we need fresh air constantly flowing over us. I could see having a hat fan like facing towards you and just keeping that flow going that way.
We have no way to suck the air in, so we just open our mouth and then walk.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the way you like sleep is basically, you know, those centrifuges that they use to like test astronauts for their resistance to high, like, you know, gravity. You actually just sit in one of those and make it go real slowly around a circle and just fall asleep.
It's called a merry-go-round, Ben, and it's very fun.
Oh, that one makes a lot more sense now, huh?
You don't break into NASA and be like, set it to slow,
Well,
please.
okay, you wouldn't break into NASA, but like that's just what a bed would be. It would be like a spinny thing. I don't know, it'd be fun. Whatever. Don't merry-go-round makes more sense. So we'll just go run with that one.
Oh, it's only you. I was imagining everyone.
Everyone's car is the race car bed. Everyone's bed is the race car bed. Everyone's car is the race car bed.
Is it only you, or is it everyone?
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
It is written as only you.
If it is only you, this is both more and less funny then. What job could you do? Also, how long can you quote unquote hold your breath? Like how long can you stop for?
I mean, for as long as you can not breathe. So a couple minutes, like at best.
What's the record for holding breath?
It's very
like
long.
Half an hour. It's like literally insane.
Oh. I know Tom Cruise can do it.
Yeah. Do you guys know how long you can hold your breath?
Well, we could do it on this podcast live, but it's really bad content.
It's not great. You're right. I just thought about that too. Okay, let's move on.
We'd have to like have two of us doing a conversation while the third one does the holding the breath. And it would just be like, here I go. And then like, 2 minutes later you chime back in like, oop, that's it.
I feel like this is a really bad one of the like, you do something really weird compared to other people questions in terms of like finding a job, because what you do is not impressive. It's in fact quite detrimental, and it makes most jobs basically impossible.
Yeah, I don't think it improves anything.
I think the best is to be like a
bike
ferryman.
courier. Oh, that works too. Ferryman's actually pretty good.
Like, because you're on a big thing that's going, so like while you're on the boat, you can rest, and you just have to worry about when you're in port.
Are we saying that just wind blowing across your face works too?
I had the same question.
Could you be
I
a
think
lighthouse
yes.
keeper?
Yeah, just have the window open all the time.
Yeah. Could you just buy a fan? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you could just
I feel like there's a
buy a
lot of ways
fan.
to game this system. Anyway.
Or go back to the very first thing we said, buy fan.
Yep, buy a fan.
I mean, technically we are moving all the time. The Earth is moving.
Boom. Done. Suck it. Hypothetical situation.
All right, guys, here's a big one. What if deserts were desserts?
You really pushed for us to answer this question.
You desperately wanted this to be a main question.
I've been pushing for this to be a main question for like infinite years. In fact, I'm not even sure if we haven't done this before as a lightning round question. I put it back on the list.
God,
to pitch it again.
You might have.
Yeah, I feel like we have talked about this question. I just don't know where. It might have just been off show.
It might have been off show. And I know we've discussed the question many times off show as Marcus tried to convince us to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what if deserts were desserts?
I don't know.
What would the sand be?
So I'm thinking ice cream. Like the one that comes to my head is mounds of ice cream as the.
But that's not a desert.
Ice
I don't
cream
know.
isn't
All right.
sand-like.
Like, I agree with you that is a very appealing mental image to have like a maybe French vanilla. You got a little bit of that like color to it.
Yeah, there you go. That it has a nice like texture too. Like it can be like a little sandy looking almost. With
Just
the
these nice rolling dunes of ice cream.
striations. Yeah.
Instead of ice cream, why not Dippin' Dots? That's more sand-like.
When's the last
Is
time you
it,
guys had
though?
Dippin' Dots? It's also not very sand-like, I would say personally.
More sand-like than just normal ice cream.
No, that's because like it's not like you can see individual grains of sand when you look at a pile of sand.
Question is, how long would it last?
It would not last very long at all.
Well, the thing is, you have to remember the ice cream on the surface obviously is going to melt very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty big hill of ice cream.
I guess also to be pedantic, technically a desert doesn't have to be hot; it just has to not have rain.
Right. Let's not be that pedantic. It's
fine.
in the Sahara.
We'll
We've
go
replaced the
with
Sahara
powder.
with ice cream.
Okay,
Cocoa
it's gonna
powder
melt
instead of
pretty
sand.
goddamn fast.
Or
But
powdered sugar.
Once you have that initial melt, you now have a liquid insulation layer.
God, this is gonna be so sticky. I don't.
I mean, why not just sugar? Instead of sand, we have sugar.
I mean, but sugar's not a dessert. It's a component
Or
of dessert.
cinnamon or something.
What about like cookie dough? Is that better? Not really, huh?
Ooh, no, cookie dough's way better.
Is it? Okay.
It's gonna bake.
Ooh, that's good. You're right.
Ooh, it's very good.
I mean, is it really? It's not going to get that hot to bake the cookie, is it?
I
It
mean,
doesn't need to get that hot to bake a cookie, right?
I mean, you cook them at like 300 degrees, don't you?
you can bake cookies on like the sidewalk in Texas. It might take a while, but it'll bake.
I guess you don't need to cook it to eat it either.
You also don't have to cook it all the way through. You can just scrape out the top cooked layer.
Yeah. Okay. I like the cookie idea.
This is way better.
Oh, it's gonna be. I can smell it. It's so good.
Is it chocolate chip?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
that was my
right,
original
yeah.
thought, but I think sugar cookies are more appropriate.
Could it be like
Nope.
What about like ginger snaps?
Yeah, ginger
Or not ginger
what are
snaps,
they called?
snickerdoodles. That's what I was
Yeah,
looking for.
snickerdoodles. That's what I was thinking of.
How can you guys not imagine freshly baked chocolate chip cookies on a landscape scale and be like, that's the perfect thing?
I mean, it's way better, but I just can't justify the chocolate. I don't.
I like snickerdoodles better than chocolate chip cookies.
Well, that's just wrong. Snickerdoodles are delicious, but chocolate chip cookies are the classic.
Yeah, we should get out of this question before you embarrass yourself any further, Chris.
Yeah, come on.
Snickerdoodles.
Oh yeah,
They're
here's an
good.
appropriate one. What if no one could talk?
We very much did not talk about that question. We just talked about ice cream and then cookies.
I mean, those are desserts. Or sorry, those are desserts. Whatever, it's fine.
They're both.
They're both. The answer is they would bake and it would be delicious. It's not a surprise. What if no one could talk?
If no one could talk.
We've now said the question 5 times, so that now we have to answer it. I mean, sign language would become very popular.
Sign language would be quite popular. Yeah.
Or
Does that
just
count as talking?
handwriting.
Oh, does that count as talking? What is the definition of talking?
I think you have to use your voice. I think that's the definition, right?
I mean, that's like speech. Okay, according to the dictionary that comes up when I Google a word on Google, you know what I mean? Talking is the act. Okay, well, the action of talking is not helpful. Speech or discussion. So, but discussion.
So what's the definition of speech?
So if I put define talk into the thing, and according to the dictionary from Oxford Languages, verb to speak in order to give information or express ideas or feelings, converse or communicate by spoken words.
Okay, so spoken.
Also, the second definition, which could also be a hilarious interpretation, have formal dealings or discussions, negotiate.
That's also pretty good, but we should probably go with the first one.
So sign language is allowed.
Writing is allowed.
Writing is allowed.
So we probably do those two things. I would guess is going to be a pretty big component of this answer.
Or you could do like Morse code.
So where does like talking like where does sign language break down? When is sign language not super effective?
If you need to do something else with your hands.
When you're driving.
Well, I don't really need to talk when I'm driving.
You can't.
Typically.
Yeah, all drives are going to be really awkward.
Yeah.
Because you can't like write anything while you're driving either.
There has to be other places this breaks down to. Let's think about this.
Like when it's dark.
That's a very compelling one. It was really hard to ask, hey, who turned out the lights?
Okay, so if you like lose power, then you're all screwed.
I guess anything where you don't have like any long distance communication without video, like Morse code's there, yeah. I guess texts, images are there, but if you can't look at them, like if you're busy, like flying a plane for something.
Actually, flying a plane is interesting. That's a very good point because generally there's a lot of, I would assume, obviously conversation with air traffic control, like when, I guess you stuff like autopilot and stuff though. I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad.
I feel like you could translate a lot of that into the buttons.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can get away with it. Like, this is a problem that some people have, so we've solved them in society in some ways. Like, with deafness and muteness, we've had ways to get around not being able to talk to each other with new forms of communication. So we just have to make those more widespread.
Yeah. Clearly the biggest loss is that we would no longer have podcasts.
Oh,
And that is just so... I can't even imagine. How sad would that be?
I know.
I'd have to, like, go back and it would be, like, the first 20-something years of my life before I realized podcasts were a thing.
you could have Morse code podcasts.
Oh, God.
I listen to my Morse code podcast at 3x speed.
You can't cut out the
The pauses are kind of important this time.
Those programs that cut out the silences in podcasts to make them go by faster, you cannot do
It's just one continuous beep. Well, that was thrilling.
Please listen to this as intended.
Well, we mined that one for everything in it, apparently.
All right, we're back in this mine because our next question is, what if we could only whisper?
Oh, I think we did that on purpose.
We definitely did.
We do that a lot. We set ourselves up on purpose and then forget about it.
Basically every single time.
So this one, you can talk, but you have to be really close to them when you talk.
Oh, I don't like that.
I mean, you can whisper kind of loud.
I'm imagining an auction, and it's very funny to me.
Ben, can you give us your best whispering auctioneer?
Oh God, I can't even do a normal auctioneer. Hold on.
Yeah, auctioneer is very tough to do.
So the problem is now I'm like grinning a lot right now because it's very funny to me, and that's gonna make this even harder to do. I need like my like auction SMR here to happen. I don't know if I can do that.
Just give me a going once, going twice, gone. That's all I want.
Shit, I can't.
Have you forgotten how to whisper?
No, I gave a very quiet like auctioneer, and that was just too much for me.
I mean, I can imagine it in my head, and it's funny enough without you actually doing it.
$3. We have $3 right now. Do we have any more? $4.
That's not even whispering.
That's a whisper. Are you kidding me?
That's
This is
not
a whisper right
whispering.
now.
I think a whisper is you're not vibrating your voice box, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying you want me to do it like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whisper.
We have $3. The man in the hat right here. Any more? Oh, $3. Do I hear $4? Do I hear $4? $4. Anyone? $4. $4 to the man in the bushy beard. I don't know. $4. $4 going once. $4 going twice. $4 sold to the man with the bushy beard.
Ooh, the guy in the bushy beard got it.
Frickin' money bags over there. Money bags and the bushy beard.
Someone else actually tried to bid on it, but I couldn't hear them. It was very awkward.
He just happened to be the closest to you.
Yeah, it's very unfair. You got to get there real early.
All right. The next one we got here is what if pants disappeared?
I assume this is an overnight thing.
I think it's funnier during the day.
What if it wasn't just like all pants disappeared all at once like we typically do, but what if just pants every once in a while just disappear?
I like that one a lot. There's
like randomly?
an ever-present threat that not frequently, but maybe, let's say, like, what's the funniest time interval? Once every 2 weeks?
No,
on
that's
average?
that's too for like you personally.
Yes, exactly. For an individual person, roughly once every 2 weeks, their pants disappear.
I was gonna say twice a year.
Oh, see, but I like the idea that it happens frequently enough that you'll have to kind of always be prepared for it.
I think I would still always be prepared for it if it happened every 2 years.
No, but like, okay, so this happens to everyone, right? So if you live in a world where everyone, twice a year, their pants disappeared, you're going to go to work and, you're going to be at work and your pants are going to be like, damn it, it happened. Go to your boss and like, hey, pants gone, you got it, you're right. Like, and so you're going to go home and get some more pants. But like, if it happens once every 2 weeks, that's not frequently enough that it's still annoying when it happens. But you can't just, when it's that infrequent, like twice a year, you always, you don't have to be literally constantly ready for it, right? I like the idea that it's kind of an ever-present thing, but not constant.
So you're saying if you knew that there was a chance your pants would disappear, you wouldn't keep a pair of pants at work? You would tell your boss that you have to go home?
I mean, I wouldn't just like have a designated pair of pants in my car or whatever. That feels like a lot of work if it's only twice a year. It could happen on a weekend. I don't know. There's like, it's over preparation right there.
Okay, it's a pretty big inconvenience to go all the way back home just to get pants.
Yeah, but it happens to everyone. I guess if I had a culture at work of everyone keeping spare pants around, I probably would do it too. But like, if I don't think it's that ridiculous. I think people just kind of be like, oh yeah, my pants went away, I'll go home.
I think your boss would be like, why weren't you prepared for this? You should have had a spare pair of pants.
And then boom, right then his pants disappear and he doesn't have any pants on him. Caught him right in the act.
Wow.
What fortuitous timing. It's so infrequent that it happens that way.
Egg on your face, Mr. Boss Man. Is there any times where pants are particularly important to have on?
I mean, a lot of the time, generally.
Not like, yeah, but like you know, like ignoring the social stuff. Like,
okay, sort of maybe a related question. How does this change the way that we write our public indecency laws?
oh, there's gonna be the person who's like, I'm on my way home to get pants.
Right?
Like, I saw you here yesterday.
Do the police have to like record when they catch you without pants? And then if it happens more than, whatever the interval is, like, you're like, dude, you gotta like cut back.
Well, I think the interval has to be random, so you have to like log it until it's a statistical impossibility.
You're right.
It's like, you've had 5 pantsings in this 2-week period and 3 pantsings in this 2-week period. So to go combined, the odds that you're not screwing with us are so low that you have to be a
pants pervert.
A pants pervert, yeah. A no pants pervert.
Well, I mean, you probably just stake out their house, right? Because if they leave their house without pants on, obviously their pants didn't disappear. They're at home. They can just grab a new pair of pants.
What if they just like went into like a public restroom and like shoved their pants in the trash can and then left? I'm like, oh man, my pants went away.
Yeah, I guess they could do that.
Does it become a high school dating move?
For some reason. The question I thought you were going to ask was, do they disappear all at once or do they fade away like when people get snapped in Avengers?
How was anything I said led you to believe that was going to be the rest of my sentence?
I just wanted you to ask that question because it was very funny.
I did have that thought very early in this discussion, though.
It's like, it's got to be comical pop. It's like, boop, popped, pants are gone.
What if you own a pants store and your supply keeps on disappearing?
Oh,
that's interesting. Like, you're going to do better off as a pants store, but also your supply is going to also disappear at a similar rate.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, people will be buying pants more often.
Also, if, like, you can't keep any, like, you have to continuously restock because it's not like, 10% disappears. It's going to be like the 10%, the most recent 10% is going to be the one that disappears. Like, it's going to like cycle through the racks. Like, the racks are going to disappear, like, front to back at slightly different intervals, but you're not going to be able to keep pants in the store.
You're going to have to constantly keep on taking inventory of your supply because you don't know. Like, you can track if someone buys the pants, but you can't track if it disappears unless you count it again.
God, those logistics are a nightmare.
they're really not great.
Also, would you buy pants if they're going to disappear, like, in 2 weeks?
That's what I was thinking. Is that I feel like expensive pants are going to take a big hit here because
maybe
they
people
could
just
go away.
stop wearing pants.
Maybe pants are going to be the sign of luxury. Like, it's a sign of wealth if you have pants at all. Like, oh, wow, I can afford to go and blow money every 2 weeks on pants.
Out of context, that's just incredible. It's just an incredible statement.
We should really write these down and have, like, a out of context, like, specific channel. Just like, here's the thing we said this week.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
It's not bad. Anyway.
Yeah, I think having pants is going to be the new having a Rolex. I don't know. How do you immediately identify rich people in today's day and age?
I don't know any rich people.
Yeah, neither.
God, we're so uncultured. Speaking of uncultured, what if a bird lived in your beard?
Is it the guy with the bushy beard?
I was just going to make that joke.
And the pants? That rich fucker.
Wait, what did he buy?
I never said, actually.
Oh.
They spent $4 on it.
It was $4 at auction, so it was either... I mean, I have to imagine it was a good deal, but also no one wanted to buy it.
It was a bundle of sticks to build for the bird in his beard.
Yeah,
exactly.
And to feed the bird.
What do we do with this?
I don't have a lot of experience with beards, so I don't know exactly what it would be like to have a bird living in my beard. I cannot grow a full beard.
I can't really either, but I've certainly tried in quarantine.
I imagine it. I also can't grow a beard, which really brings some valuable context to the question. But I can imagine it as if it's like in my hair
Mm.
and just imagine it beard location instead. I can kind of envision that.
Do you think the bird would keep on trying to eat your food before you can eat it?
I think it would learn pretty quickly that if it just waits, enough is going to wind up down in the beard that it's going to be okay.
Also, I don't know if like a bird is going to be that interested in what I'm eating. Like some things, yes, but like I don't think a bird identifies a lot of the stuff I'm eating as food. Like it's not a pigeon.
If you're munching on some saltines or something, I don't know, like eating some crusty bread.
It depends on what kind of bird. I feel like seagulls will eat anything.
That's
What if
also
you had a
true.
seagull in your beard?
If a seagull is the bird in your beard, you have a whole different host of problems. Like it's got to be like a bluebird or some shit, like
Yeah.
one of the little Tweety birds.
Yeah. God, is it gonna never shut up? It's gonna just be like bird songing the whole time.
It'd be kind of nice sometimes, and then it would get annoying.
Be like living in a Disney movie. Are there any benefits to having a bird in your beard?
Conversation starter.
That is undeniable.
Is it a good conversation, though?
Free eggs.
So you're going to eat these bluebird eggs?
I don't have to eat them; they're still free though. I mean, if you just love the birds, if you just want to have a bird pet, like the bird could be chill. Like maybe the bird's cool.
It's not better than just having a bird normally, though.
Yeah.
I don't really see any benefit in having the bird in your beard.
I think my bird would kind of have a bad time because I start off as a side sleeper, but I like oftentimes end up on my stomach, which would be bad for the bird, I think.
It's not great. I also frequently spill soup down like my face when I'm eating soup. I'm really bad at eating soup, guys. I don't know why. Apparently it's a skill that I don't have. I feel like that would be kind of uncomfortable for the bird sometimes.
Good thing you can't grow a full beard.
So really, is the bird is worse off than we are, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a lose-lose situation.
Yes. What's the opposite of a
win-win. It's a lose-lose.
I was going to say the opposite of a symbiotic relationship.
Oh, asymbiotic, anti-symbiotic,
I don't know.
and symbiotic.
But we're like it's like that, the bird that lives on a rhino's back or whatever and like eats bugs off of it, where like, the bird gets fed and
that's
the rhino's...
parasitic.
No, because the rhino doesn't have bugs on its back anymore.
Yes, that's symbiotic. We're both
Yes,
benefit.
symbiotic is the right word.
Yeah. But it'd be like that, but if for some reason like the bird like poked through the back of the rhino and also like, I don't know, hurt itself. So I don't have a good analogy. Anyway, it's bad. We're just not helping anyone. Don't put birds in your beard.
Definitely don't let them build a nest, even for the free eggs. What if trees were the only plant?
So grass, I guess, counts as not.
Yes, grass is the plant.
But we already did that. We already did what if there's no grass, right?
Yeah. There'd have to be, in order to support the amount of like atmosphere we have now, we need a lot of trees, right? Well, I guess trees provide a lot of that.
Yeah, I
Like,
think they're
currently
like the
anyway.
main contributor to that.
Well, wait, hold on.
Yeah, let's ignore let's not count sea algae or whatever.
Oh, okay, that was my next
the
question.
The right word is for that's producing actually all the oxygen, and the trees on land actually produce a lot of the land oxygen.
So I feel like not much changes.
Well, the food chain is kind of fucked to start.
Yeah, but there's food that grows off of trees.
Some of it. It would definitely, obviously, any animal that lives in trees is highly favored evolutionarily. You know who's screwed? Cows are screwed.
Yes.
Can you milk giraffes?
I don't know, Ben, can you?
I mean, I don't know,
I'm
but
sure they produce milk.
they would thrive in this situation, I assume. I'm trying to find the positives here, guys.
Can you milk a giraffe? Can't wait to see what ads you're trying to give me for this Google search.
I am using incognito mode.
See, I'm going to search the other thing. Can a cow climb a tree?
Apparently you can.
Apparently there's a book called The Cow Who Climbed a Tree.
Apparently the biggest problem is that it's very hard to milk giraffes, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I just like the conclusion here in this article where it's just like, shoot, where'd it go? No. Yes, one of the biggest things preventing giraffe milk from becoming the next big superfood is that it's nearly impossible to get your hands on giraffe milk. It's like, that doesn't really say anything though. Like, You don't see a lot of giraffe milk around because it's hard to get. It's like, yeah, okay, but why though? Apparently, according to the Metro, Google searches for "can you milk a giraffe" are on the rise.
Why?
Which is technically true. Google Trends shows that the phrase has hit a peak of 100 searches this month compared to the previous high of 81 searches in 2016.
Okay.
That's up like 25%. Come on, that's great.
Instead, however, this rise in traffic may have little to do with giraffe milk at all. Instead, it may stem from an old Skittles commercial featuring a Jamaican man milking a rainbow-eating giraffe for Skittles.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Well, the world is a wonderful place. I'm into Giraffe Land, though. I want all animals that are not helped by not having ground plants to be symbiotic and ride giraffes. I want, like, giraffes just be, like, covered in other animals using them to get up to the tree.
This basically just does turn into our prior, I believe, lightning round question of what if all animals had giraffe necks? That's basically what's going to happen evolutionarily, right? Like,
Or they learn to climb trees.
or, you know what? That one probably makes more sense now that I think about it a little bit more, huh?
There are a lot more animals that climb trees right now than super long necks.
You make a very compelling
There's
argument.
only the one with the super long neck.
Yep. So there you have it. Things would climb trees or have long necks. Man, that was maybe not the most thrilling conclusion, huh?
It's all right. We learned about Google searching for giraffe milk.
Yeah, we learned if you could do it. And you can. It's just difficult.
What if the sun acted like a blacklight?
No one would ever go to hotels.
Is a black light, what kind of light is it? Is it UV?
Black.
UV.
So
Oh my god. Ben, stop. Yeah, but UV light, which the sun has to emit already, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just more intense? And
I think it would be just... Well, wait, what is like the... Because it's not just UV light that a black light is.
I don't actually know.
Man, we're Google not in this lightning round, huh?
I've been Googling like every single question.
Yeah.
It's UVA light.
Oh, a black light produces UVA light as opposed to UVB light, which is the harmful one that the sun sends out to you.
Ah.
Sounds familiar. I think I've looked this up before for a previous question.
Okay, so it's different wavelengths of ultraviolet light.
So it's not
Black
as
lights
dangerous.
are one of them. The sun is a different one.
It's not as dangerous as the sun UV, right?
I think so, yeah.
So we could replace the sun burning part of the sun with the revealing your shame stains part of the sun.
It's also very difficult to see in anything that's lit by just a black light.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. But also there would still be light at the same time.
Yeah.
Or would it just be all black light?
I'm imagining it that the sun's light looks like when you go into, like, you know, a laser tag arena, basically. That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
Like the bowling when they have the laser bowling
laser
thing.
bowl. Yeah, exactly.
God, could you imagine, like, you know, way future archaeologists or alien race studying, like, the remains of human society, and they, like, come across the laser tag arena, and they're like, what is this place?
This is where they solved all their disputes. I
This
want that
looks
to
like
be
this must be
true.
a
Oh
battery.
man, that would be so great.
This would be the time for it. We have a 50-on-50 Congress. The teams are finally even.
So do we actually know anything else about black lights? We don't know that much about black lights. So
We
can't
don't.
answer
That's
this.
an answer. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them, huh? Things glow, including things you don't want to. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of... You just have to keep things clean because all the dirt, the stains and the dirt and all that pop up on black lights are just going to be like so goddamn obvious. And maybe we get a little bit used to it eventually, but, you know, it's not a good look.
What are the actual things that like do light up? Like what properties do they have that light up?
It's things that are reflect light. So like white clothing will.
Okay.
I was gonna say, does white clothing get more or less popular?
Patterned white clothings get more popular.
That's what I was thinking too. You know, black with white patterns on them.
Yeah, it's very similar to what if everything was black and white?
Actually, kind of, yeah. But it's black and white and glowy.
Yeah. It's a cooler version.
It's way cooler. Basically, the world is Tron now. I guess that's the answer.
I like Tron.
Who doesn't?
Next question. What if nothing got dirty?
Black
Well, it'd be
light
good
world
for a
is
black
way
light
more
world.
appealing. Hey, we got there. We made the joke. Same time. Double joked. All right.
I don't know what this question means.
Well, what if nothing got dirty?
What if nothing got dirty?
It's right there.
So like, what happens to dirt?
Well, just nothing gets it.
Yeah.
Does dirt not exist? And like,
No, dirt's still there. It doesn't get on your shit.
well, it has to be on something.
It's on the ground.
Yeah, it's dirt.
The ground is dirty.
No, the ground isn't dirty. The ground is dirt.
A pile of dirt isn't dirty. It's dirt.
Okay. What about like liquids and stuff?
Well, they're not gonna get dirty. They're liquid.
Yeah, but like if you spill something, would you count that as dirty if you spill it?
Well, the word dirty is literally dirt-y. I don't know how to interpret this now.
Well, it's literally dirt. Why?
You know what? You got me. You got me there.
If you have like greasy fingers or something and then you like touch something,
Well, it doesn't get dirty.
you're saying you don't get greasy fingers.
Right, because
Or
that
the
would be
grease
dirty.
just stays on your fingers? I don't know. What happens to grease?
Is it surfaces don't just shed off particles?
So everything that's part of a thing stays on that thing and doesn't transfer.
Or things that are things that can get dirty don't let particles land on them.
I wish you hadn't drawn so much attention to this, Chris, because now it's breaking my brain.
Yeah, see? See? Like if you're probably generating a bunch of trash, like if you like throw away packaging and stuff, and then all the stuff in your trash you consider garbage and that would be all dirty. But what happens in this situation?
I think there's a difference.
If my apartment right now, I would say, would I say my apartment's dirty or just a mess? I would probably say my apartment's a mess.
Yeah.
It's also dirty, but dirty is different. Dirty is
It's dirty and a mess.
Yeah, it's both, but they're separate.
But you don't call your garbage dirty?
My apartment could be not dirty and still a mess.
Or like your clothes, your dirty laundry?
Well, I wouldn't have any dirty laundry. That wouldn't be a problem. That would all be clean. It would be like applying that anti-water stuff to all your clothes
Except
and all your
instead
objects.
of being anti-water, it's anti-dirty.
Okay. Yeah, so the clothes make sense.
Dirt just runs off it.
The clothes make sense, I guess. Yeah.
I really wanted this to become your "What if you were always upside down," Chris, but apparently that's not going to happen.
I still can't get past the garbage thing, but I think I can ignore that part.
Well, we defined what it means to be dirty, kind of. What if nothing got dirty?
We can look up the definition of dirty.
I did that already. It's not that helpful. It says covered or marked with an unclean substance.
An unclean substance, huh?
Yeah.
So like if you have food on a plate that you're eating and you don't eat all of it, is that plate dirty? Dirty dishes.
Okay, here's what you do. You line the street with hundreds of clean t-shirts, and then you throw a bucket of dirt on top of that.
And suddenly you've made a super collider.
Yeah! and then you throw like a board on top of the dirt, and then you just like ride that. That's a new form of transportation. Going on that old dirt road.
God.
All right, I'm moving on. I can't think about this anymore. It's hurting my brain. All right, I think this will be the last one I do for today. What if you knew how to do everything? There's a thing you need to do. You know how to do it already.
So, how much time does that actually save you most of the time these days?
Well, when does this start? Does this start like when you're a kid?
I would assume so.
Let's say it's you specifically, like now.
Okay, like right in this moment, I suddenly know everything, know how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make a point here. It doesn't say that you're able to do everything perfectly. It's just that you know how to do everything.
You don't necessarily know how to execute doing that.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't save you from having to do the thing at the very, like, yeah, what role does it help you in, like, engineering maybe? Like, I know how to design this thing and that thing.
I'm me, so I was going to say cooking, but that's just because I always think about cooking.
I mean, it would enable you to like try a bunch of different career paths if you don't necessarily want to do your career anymore. Like a lot of people's lives are just focused on becoming an expert in one thing.
Yeah.
And now you know everything, so you don't have to do that.
That's a boringly practical answer, but fair enough. That actually is pretty true.
Where do you guys think, what do you think you could make the most difference? Like, say you know how to do everything. You realize, wow, I could just like be the best, best doctor or the best scientist or the best politician or the best whatever, because I know how to do all the things. Where would you use that as your responsibility of this power holder?
It has to be like, I think it has to be like pharmaceuticals or something, right?
I mean, there is some, like, do we know things that, like, humankind hasn't discovered yet?
It does say everything.
So we could, like, cure cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like a good start.
What are we doing Tuesday then?
Space travel?
See, space travel's a good one, because space travel is still a thrill, because you can know everything, how to do everything, but also there's a good chance you still just get screwed and die in space.
And that's classified as good?
I mean, you're going to need to find your thrill somehow. You know how to do everything already, so.
And you already know how to handle your stress and your, all that, so.
Well, you should know how to make yourself stressed too if you want.
Well, I already know that.
Oh, boy.
I mean, literally everything that you would want, you know how to do, so you would just be happy all the time.
That is true. You might just find, like, you find the inner peace and you find your nirvana and you're just like, well, I know how to make my life the best that it can be. And you just do that. So do you just, like, cure cancer, go to the moon, create some new tech, and then just, like, retire as a monk?
Play video games.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'll do that in a week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. Become a monk. I like it.
Oh, I thought I was saying yes to the play video games thing.
What do you think monks do? Look at trees? No, they're playing video games. They just pretend they go outside. That's my theory anyway. But before I wrap up, we still got to do our Would You Rather question for the week. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
Yes.
would you rather steal Dracula's cape or Batman's cape?
Oh. So importantly,
They don't want you to steal it.
yes, exactly.
Who would care more? I feel like Dracula would care more.
Yeah,
I also feel like Dracula has his cape on a higher percentage of the time.
this is true. You could like sneak into the Batcave while Bruce Wayne was at some sort of fancy gala or something and steal it pretty, I'm not going to say steal it easily, but with a low risk of being punched in the face by Batman.
Should we say that you have to steal it off of his back?
Oh, God.
No.
No.
Not yet, anyway, unless it becomes too lopsided.
Because I imagine Batman has a bunch of different capes, and not just the one. So he might not even care.
Might not even notice. He's still my favorite
You
cave.
just, like, break into the Batcave and just, like, crash, like, break open a display case, like, pull it out, and Batman's like, what the hell are you doing? And you're like, what? You have, like, 10. Give me this one.
And I do feel like Dracula does only have the one. And he's, like, always using it to conceal his face and stuff.
He might have more. I mean, I imagine he's like, living in his castle,
yeah,
like,
he's like a nobleman.
Nobility-wise.
He's got closets and shit. Like,
I guess, yeah. He actually... Does he, like, need the cape to block from the sun? Is that a thing?
no, that's just a helpful, comes in handy sometimes, but
He just needs it to act, like, grossed out at stuff, like, so he can hold it, like, up over his face when he's displeased by something. Do you think a Batcave or Dracula's castle is better defended?
I would guess the Batcave.
Yeah, I think the Batcave would be more well defended.
There's like cameras and stuff.
Technology.
Yeah.
The castle is going to be like old medieval stuff.
The security system is the big one, because it's like, oh man, yeah. It's hard to sneak past a camera than it is to sneak through, a medieval castle. Like, you have a shot.
But I do think if you get caught, Dracula is more dangerous.
Yes.
That's a very good point. But what if he admires your moxie and turns you into a vampire?
What if you don't want that anyway?
Well, that's fair. Okay.
Or it can be part of your equation. This is a would you rather. If you want to be a vampire, you can make that a positive.
Batman's cape also has more functionality. Like, he can glide with it.
That's true.
So it's more useful to you.
Dracula's cape is kind of just a collector's piece.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, his bat cape has utility. Also, I think Batman would be vengeful while Dracula wouldn't give a shit.
I don't think Batman would be vengeful.
You don't think Batman would be vengeful?
Batman could be a little vengeful.
Not for stealing his cape.
I feel like if you slight Batman like a little bit, he's just like...
I mean, he won't kill you. He has a rule that he can't kill you.
He can mess you up pretty bad, though.
But Dracula does not have that rule.
All right, fair. That's okay. Point awarded.
I'm leaning towards Dracula. I think the castle caper is a little bit easier.
Caper?
I don't really care about the bat cape utility.
You don't want to glide places? I guess you could just buy a hang glider.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, like, I also don't want to just like immediately get caught on camera and have the shit kicked out of me by Batman.
Right, that's probably the big one in my opinion, honestly.
I think the failure state for Dracula has like a higher risk factor of what's going to happen. But I feel like even if you get away with the Batman caper, like you still have to worry about Batman a little bit. Like he's gonna know, he's gonna investigate.
Mm-hmm. That's what he does. That's like literally what he does.
Dracula tends to mind his own business unless you're like, you know, a virgin maiden in a window or something. I don't know that much about Dracula, but he tends to keep to himself. I think.
Virgin maiden in a window?
Like he swoops, he becomes a bat and he flies up to the balcony and then he, you know.
Dracula's not like Porky Pig with a pie on a windowsill, like.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of this like the balcony scenes in the castle of the women he's already lured/kidnapped. I don't know. I have some gaps in my Dracula knowledge, so I'm just gonna go for it.
Fair.
I have equal gaps in my Batman knowledge, so it's really not a non-factor for me.
All right, so it's time to decide. Are you? So
Yep.
You're going.
I'm going Dracula.
What are you doing, Chris?
I'm going to go Batman. I don't want to go all the way to Transylvania. Probably, I don't actually know. Is Transylvania a real thing? I think it is, right? And it's far and remote.
I think it actually is.
Either way, if it isn't, then the fictional version is far and very remote. And Batman lives in the city. I'm a city person.
Oh, Transylvania is real.
I think there is a high chance that I'll get caught in both situations. And in Batman's situation, I live. In Dracula's situation, I don't necessarily live.
So it's in central Romania, and it looks lovely, honestly.
It's far, though, and it's probably pretty remote.
But like, look at this. Look how nice this looks. Look at that. It's loading. Just give it a second, and then look at it. Hold on.
I cannot see what you're looking at. Oh.
Look at that.
It's really nice. I'd go there. I mean, I was already picked Dracula, so I'm sticking with it.
I'll take a vacation.
I want to live. Even if he puts me in the hospital and like breaks my spine or whatever, I still get to live.
When you put it that way, I'm still going to go with Dracula.
Yeah, because you're missing the upside too, where what Ben was saying before, Dracula admires your moxie. He turns you into a vampire, which it turns out not to be so bad, and then he gives you a cape because you're now his like young ward, or like, you know, he's now your Dracula dad. He's your dadula.
But then everyone's trying to kill you.
But with that, with that, would you rather complete? Time to the self-promotion part of the show. If you enjoyed listening to the show today and want to support us directly with your hard-earned cash, instead of using that to go to Romania and visit Dracula's castle and steal his capes, you can do that at www.absurdhypotheticals. What am I even talking? www.patreon.com/absurdhypotheticals. That's the thing I'm trying to say. Click on the Become a Patron button. Just $1 a month, and you get access to our monthly behind-the-scenes episode where we talk about making the show, go off on nonsense tangents, and have a cool hangout session there. Also, other ways to help support the show: leave a review on wherever you listen to your podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, wherever. Super helps the show, helps with the exposure, helps get on the algorithms, and helps when people check out the show, they see it and they're like, is it any good? Oh, it's only got like 5 reviews. Don't like it. We want that number to be higher and better. So that's a great way to help. And above all else, just tell your friends if you enjoyed the show, or, you know, use a fun fact from our show somewhere. Let them know where you heard it, and point your friends and family our way. That would be great. But that's all I got. So you can go ahead and join us next week where we answer the following question: what if all digital data disappeared overnight?
A lot of D's.
Digital data disappeared.